Hours before game time, the Fox Sports North Fan Express dropped off troops from Holman Field here in St. Paul. They're on hand to take in a wild game and enjoy a special military appreciation night here at XL Energy Center. And the Wild back on home ice tonight to welcome former division rival, the Calgary Flames. Let's go down to public address announcer Adam Abrams.
Sergeant First Class Isaac Gerling, Staff Sergeant Dan Bulmer, and Nathan Pauly. Now please welcome James Bone, U.S. Army veteran who served as a combat infantryman in Vietnam in 1968 and 69 with the 1st Infantry Division. James will now sing "O Canada."
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Now, as we honor America, please welcome Sergeant Benjamin Hansen from the Rosemont-based 34th Red Bull Infantry Division Band. Sergeant Hansen was deployed to Basra, Iraq in 2009, where he helped perform throughout the Iraq theater of operation, boosting the morale of deployed service members. Sing loud and proud as Sergeant Hansen leads us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Would the team captains please come to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop as we continue to pay tribute to the trusted men and women who service each and every day with our nation's military. Please direct your attention to the military personnel in the aisles of the lower bowl. We'd like to welcome these members of the St. Paul 34th Combat Aviation Brigade and 2nd Assault Helicopter Battalion, 147th Aviation Regiment of the 34th Red Bull Infantry Division, who will be deployed with more than 250 other soldiers to Kuwait in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Now please welcome their commanding officer, Colonel Greg Thingvold. He is here tonight for the ceremonial puck drop. Fans, let's hear it for Colonel Thingbold of the 34th Combat Aviation Brigade of the 34th Red Bull Infantry Division for their service to this country. Now, please direct your attention to the top of Section 110 for a special introduction. These soldiers are huge Wild fans and have deployed multiple times overseas, flying combat aviation missions, and supported numerous state aviation domestic operation missions here in Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Fix, the commander of the 2nd Assault Helicopter Battalion, 147th Aviation Regiment, and Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Merricks, the 34th Combat Aviation Brigade Executive Officer. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, Wild fans, it's time to drop the puck. So everyone, say it with us. Let's play hockey!
And we are set for hockey. The Wild and the Flames here in St. Paul. Third meeting between the teams. They've split the first two, with the home team winning each night. And it's Koivu against Marcus Granlund on the opening draw. Younger brother of Mikael Granlund, and a quick change for the Flames. Minnesota dumps the puck in.
See the quick change, absolutely. Flames trying to stay away from certain matchups there, and Mikko Koivu right back in the lineup. Was lined up against the 20-year-old Marcus Granlund.
Did a neutral zone face-off 19 seconds into this game. Darcy Kemper making his 15th consecutive start tonight. Mikko Koivu back after missing the last 17 for Minnesota. And the captain takes this draw, won by the Flames. Brody slides it across, and now Stempniak at center. Suter handles the puck in the Minnesota zone across to Spurgeon, and ahead to Charlie Coyle. He's knocked down from behind by Stempniak. Stempniak able to hold the zone, but then Spurgeon to Suter. And the Wild move through neutral ice. Suter sends Charlie Coyle into the Calgary zone, but he bobbled the puck. Spurgeon holds the zone, carries down low, centered, looking for a tip by Heatley. And it comes all the way to the point where Suter holds his own, but the puck deflects out of play. Our Northland Ford starting goaltenders.
Well, the Calgary Flames have one goaltender hurt. They have a youngster in there, so Reda Berra gets back in after a victory against Edmonton in overtime. And, of course, we've seen Darcy Kemper, and we will see him again. You just mentioned his 15th consecutive start. And Darcy Kemper has owned this net, and I think he wants to continue to own it. We'll see if there are any trade deadline deals, but right now, the net is his.
Mikael Granlund scoops up a puck and races ahead. Tried to get it to Parise, but that was off the mark. David Jones back in for Calgary, but at his pocket picked by Granlund. Interesting that Mike Yeo goes Scandella and Brodin together, leaving Spurgeon with Ryan Suter. They played together in Scandella's absence. Kemper has to make the first save of the night. Camilleri along the boards. Tied up by Granlund. Jones pokes it in behind for Backlund. Backlund centers to the point for Brody. Brody's long shot hit a skate, lines up in the corner. Camilleri with it. Watched by Brodin. Loose puck picked up by Backlund. Backlund centers. Jones with a redirect. And Kemper got a piece of it.
And Mikael Granlund broke his stick, and he got Parise's because as a centerman, he's down low and he's defending more than a winger would.
Brody with a shot. Saved by Kemper. Rebound. He had to stop Backlund. Scandella has Backlund tied up.
Rarely do you see one forward give the other forward a stick. Usually it's forwards giving defensemen sticks.
Parise able to get to the bench and get a new stick. Brody circles the net. Watched by Brodin. A lot of time in the offensive zone for the Flames on this shift. And the puck deflects up. Not on a play. Pominville then plays it ahead through neutral ice. But it's intercepted by Colborne, and back come the Flames. Weidman into the Minnesota zone. Set one off the end wall. Marcus Backlund throws a hit at Ballard. Wild gain control, and Matt Cook pokes it ahead at center. Jumps into the Calgary zone. Centers for Niederreiter. And a tip right on, stopped by Berra.
All he could do was redirect. He was in so tight, but what a nice play there. And great hustle by Matt Cook.
Suter battling along the boards with Byron. Niederreiter has it for Minnesota. Poked off of his stick, but he recovers and slides across to Ballard. Keith Ballard comes to center for Minnesota. Hits the Calgary line. That is cross-ice pass, tipped away by Gagliardi, and then Spurgeon wraps it in for Minnesota. Weidman there for the Flames. Plays it back into his own zone. Long lead pass sends McGrattan into the Minnesota zone, but Prosser knocks the puck away from Gagliardi, who is breaking for the net. McGrattan back to the point for a shot. Blocked out front. Mitchell scoops it up for Minnesota. Torrey Mitchell races ahead for the Wild. Finds Eric Haula. Haula into the Calgary zone. A shot saved by Berra. Loose puck, and Fontaine whiffed on a backhand try. Hoodler plays it ahead. Monahan had his shot disrupted inside the Minnesota blue line. And the Wild dump it in. They'll make a change. Berra out to play it for the Flames. Tipped into the Minnesota zone by Hoodler. Kemper back to play it. Charlie Coyle with it there for Minnesota. Coyle and Danny Heatley, the wings on this line, centered by the captain, Mikko Koivu. Coyle works his way around behind the Calgary goal. Koivu said it doesn't matter who his line mates are. That's up to the coaches. It's up to the players to develop chemistry with whoever he decides to put on your wings.
Well, and as a captain, he knows how to be politically correct. But he is right. Given the fluidity of the lineup on so many nights, you have to learn how to play with everybody in this lineup. By this point of the season, you probably have played with quite a few of them. The Flames with one of the early good opportunities, and it was right when Granlund was trying to get back into the play. He had just received Parise's stick on that play and tried to get in there and help break it up. Good save by Kemper. And this hustle play by Matt Cook to Niederreiter, who is always going to the net. And he's getting rewarded for it. Just got in a little too tight there. Really not enough room to get it by Berra.
Couple red-hot scores on this face-off. Granlund for Minnesota, Backlund for Calgary. Each have 10 points in their last 9 games. Backlund works to the middle for a shot, and a save by Kemper. There's some pushing and shoving in the Minnesota crease after the whistle.
Wild have done a good job in front of Darcy Kemper during the month of January and then the few games in February. And it pays off. It allows him to play big. And right here, play big, get out there, lock it down, and then everyone else has to be tough in front of the net. And if that means a little pushing and shoving, then so be it. But Darcy Kemper has reacted very well to the players around him. And don't kid yourself, goaltenders are not just watching the puck. They react to how their defensemen play out in front of them. If they're playing soft, the goaltender doesn't allow them to be as aggressive. But if they're playing aggressive and you can play your game, and Darcy Kemper's been able to do that.
Loose puck picked up by Camilleri. Spurgeon has it for Minnesota to Niederreiter. Got it across to Matt Cook into the Calgary zone. His shot blocked by Butler. Wozniak sweeps it around behind the net for Niederreiter. Niederreiter pinched off the puck by Russell. And the Flames play it back out to center. Ryan Suter battling there with Jones at the Minnesota line. Niederreiter emerges with the puck for the Wild. Ryan Suter looking for a stretch pass, but it was off the mark and icing against the Wild. Our Xcel Energy Spotlight focuses on the Granlund brothers, who play against each other for the first time.
Yeah, they're only 14 months apart in age. Only the third game in the young Marcus Granlund's career in the National Hockey League. Mikael Granlund, of course, we've seen him now into 2 seasons, and they're only the 6th set of Finnish brothers to play in the National Hockey League. The Wild actually have one of the other two, the other pair. Mikko Koivu, of course, and Saku Koivu is someone that we've talked a lot about. We were teasing Mikko today because he kind of gets tired of being asked about the brother combination. I said, well, now you've got someone else you can kind of dish it on, because Mikael will be asked about that every time these two teams play.
Mikko was asked if he gave Granlund any advice. He said, I can't give him advice. He's the big brother, I'm the little brother. Totally different.
That's a good point.
Granlund pokes it into the Minnesota zone. Keith Ballard back to play it for the Wild.
Although I think there's 8 years in between Saku and Mikko as opposed to 14 months in between Mikhail and Marcus.
Here's Mikhail Granlund for Minnesota. To Parise. Parise fires, and it's gloved and held by Berra. And we get a whistle. Kevin Gorg with more on Military Appreciation Night next.
Flame 0, Wild 0 on Military Appreciation Night here in downtown St. Paul. I'm Kevin Gorg, and one special military family enjoyed a first-class ride of the game. And on this frigid Monday night, this is the way to do it. Stretch Lemmel right to the front door, and then the best seats in the house. Center ice, right in between the benches. Tonight, Sergeant Chuck Freeze, a 19-year veteran of the United States Army, and his wife, Roberta Freeze, are both Wild avid fans and frequently attend games. They lost their son, Minnesota Army National Guard Specialist Dan Drebnik, on July 16, 2009, when he was killed during an insurgent attack at a base in Basra, Iraq. Dan served 4.5 years with the Guard and was working on his degree in law enforcement at Century College before his deployment. Even after Dan passed, Chuck returned to Iraq to fight for our country. This is the kind of night, guys, where the Wild and their fans can pay tribute to the families that have sacrificed so much for our freedoms.
Can't say thank you enough on behalf of all of us here at Fox Sports North. Suter to Granlund. In behind for Minnesota. Banks it off the inboard. Parise centered, but Pominville was tied up out front. Suter back to pick it up for Minnesota. Watched by Jones. Mikhail Granlund has it there to Spurgeon.
Suter, I think, was expecting a whistle, and when he didn't get it, he kind of let up on it a little bit and was conversing with the linesman afterwards. The Wild did get out of the zone, though.
Parise at neutral ice for Minnesota. Back to Marco Scandella. Spurgeon slides it ahead. Tipped away from Heatley at the Calgary line. Scandella back to pick it up again. And this time Charlie Coyle's able to dump it in for the Wild. Weidman back for Calgary. Pudler tapped it across. Monahan couldn't get it out cleanly. Koivu's back in. Bobbled the puck as he tried to go back to his forehand.
Mikko talked to us today about the progression that his game will take. Obviously, he's not going to be 100% comfortable this evening. He said that different things will get better and better as he goes along. And one of those is stick handling.
Butler holds his own, slides it across, then a centering pass for Stepniak. He was tied up and could not get a tip.
Kemper's such a big goaltender, it forces guys to pass it. I mean, you're not going to just shovel it into his pads. He's such a big body. And that's why that pass was forced to the top of the crease there, and it was unable to be pushed in.
Mitchell battling along the boards. Eric Howell is there as well. Mitchell spins to his backhand. He's dumped behind the goal. Ian Howlett trying to keep the play alive. A very speedy fourth line for Minnesota with Eric Howlett between Mitchell and Fontaine.
Here we go. Prosser's going to get after it here pretty soon.
He and Byron continue to shove. And Ballard finally comes away with the puck for Minnesota. Can Cook win the race and avert an icing? He cannot. And a faceoff will come back in the Minnesota zone.
Well, Kemper out cutting down the angle. We talked a little bit earlier about the fact that if you're aggressive and your defense are aggressive, then you can take away a lot of chances. Right there, Stepniak was right in front. Scandella was physical, but Darcy Kemper was able to take the angle on the shooter and force the pass. Smaller goaltender may have seen a shot in that circumstance.
Jones intercepts along the wall, centered. Camilleri's tip was wide. Plays it back out to the point. Long shot off the end wall. Jones battling for Calgary. Cook could not get it out for Minnesota. Backlund shot blocked. Now Weidman is knocked down by Cook, who banks it ahead at center for Niederreiter. Niederreiter with Brodziak. Cook trailing the play. Niederreiter's shot blocked.
That's a great little move that Niederreiter has. It's just a quick little pull and drag move with a shot at the end of it without any change in motion whatsoever.
Niederreiter centers. Shot by Prosser's off target, and the puck comes back the other way with Jones through the neutral zone. Both teams complete a change as the Wild come back. Granlund has it at center. Into the Calgary zone. Forced to the outside. His shot right on is held by Berra, who had to look behind him. He wasn't confident that he had this puck held.
Well, Nino Niederreiter and Wes Walz talked about his great effort in our pregame show. Watch the move with the hands here. Quick pull and drag move, and it's all in one motion. He did fan on it, but when he gets that off, it's tough for a goaltender to make the adjustment. Keep in mind, he's pulling it from the outside of his skate and into the inner part of his right skate and firing it all at once. That's changing the angle by a couple of feet, and when you get rid of it all in one fluid motion like that, the goaltenders have a difficult time in adjusting.
Brody fires, saved by Kemper. As Calgary has another great chance, but Kemper stops them. It's still scoreless.
Welcome back. No score in this one. Our Sanford Health injury report. Well, Nicklas Backstrom, even though he is backing up, you can see that he has not played for a while, has not played a lot this season. A lot of false starts for him. And question marks will surround Wild goaltending because the man in the nets is 23 years old. And even though he's putting up some beautiful numbers for the Wild, we still talk about the stretch run and playoff hockey and all those types of things. So there's a little bit of scuttlebutt flowing around about Wild and goaltending and trade deadlines and whatnot.
Mike Yeo addressed that on the recent road trip, and he said if Nicklas Backstrom is 100%, we don't have any concerns about goaltending depth. Long shot by Monahan, flutters wide. Scandella plays it in behind for Brodin. Poked away by Monahan. Been a great start for the Flames tonight. They look like they have an awful lot of jump. This is a team that, as we mentioned earlier, has won 7 of their last 10 games.
And when you're sitting in the position they are and trade deadlines coming up, you're motivated to skate very hard, showcase yourself. Maybe you get traded to a contending team. Maybe it's for pride. I know that Hartley has pushed them to play like they were in a playoff race right now.
Niederreiter finds Ballard. Ballard's pass off the mark. Tipped by Gagliardi. And Schmid has it on the far side for the Flames. McGrattan through neutral ice, dumps it into the Wild end. Nate Prosser back to pick it up. He absorbs a heavy hit along the end wall, and Ballard circles back behind his net. Brodziak fires it in from center. Niederreiter pressuring Schmid in the corner. Out to neutral ice. Spurgeon backpedals there to play it across to Ryan Suter. Suter rings it in, looking for Granlund in the far corner. Tipped across. Pominville tried to go back to Granlund, but that's intercepted, and the Flames are back. Well-sized pass was broken up by Suter. Granlund's back in. Mikael Granlund playing with Pominville and Parise again here tonight. Suter to Parise into the Calgary zone. Up along the wall for Granlund. Around to the far side. Spurgeon thought about pinching. Backlund has it for Calgary. Cross-ice pass. Granlund left it for Parise, but he was tied up and couldn't get a shot away. Backlund back in his own zone. Haula races in off the bench. Backlund comes to center for Calgary. At the Minnesota line, he's tied up by Fontaine, and Haula has it there. Ahead for Mitchell. Mitchell works his way around Brody into the corner. He's knocked off the puck. Haula centers it, hit a skate, and Berra has to cover a dangerous loose puck. Wild and Flames are scoreless here. The Wolves and the Nuggets can be seen on Fox Sports North Plus. You can see a list of some of the channels where you can find Fox Sports North Plus. For a complete listing, go to foxsportsnorth.com. Face off here in the Calgary zone. Wild looking for their 5th win in a row. Flames looking for their 8th in their last 11. Scandella back after a loose puck in the Minnesota zone. Heatley has it there. Had it taken away as he tried to get it to Koivu, and the Flames dump it in. Marco Scandella starts out for Minnesota. Missed only 3 games, though he was out for nearly a month.
Tell you, when we saw the replay of that, we thought it would be much longer than that. So he was able to make it through.
Butler fires from the top of the circle. Heatley got a piece of it. And the Wild start back. Heatley comes to center and dumps it in. Minnesota will make a change. Shots on goal even at 6. McGrattan drifted in early, and this will be an icing call against Calgary. Tonight's game goes to a shootout. The Wild win. Bring a printed box score to participating Minnesota RV stores and receive a free order of curly fries. The offer is good for tomorrow only if the Wild win in an RV shootout tonight.
Much like they did in Vancouver, although if you didn't stay up, you may have thought they won in regulation and you lost your curly fries. So hopefully you stayed up and realized they won in their shootout.
Dramatic shootout. Justin Fontaine with the winner for Minnesota.
7 stellar saves by Kemper.
And the Wild continue their shootout success. They've now won 7 of their last 8. Granlund back in his own zone for the Wild. Brody waits for the puck to settle down, plays it across. Granlund back to pick it up for Minnesota. Pestered from behind, tried to get it to Suter in the corner. Pominville tapped it ahead. Here come the Wild, 2-on-2 at center. Parisi has Spurgeon with him. Tried to slide it behind him, but Giordano was there to intercept for Calgary. Brodziak holds the zone to Parisi. Tried to go all the way across to Suter, but his pass hit Brodziak. And the Flames are back 3-on-2 at the Minnesota line. Brody forced to the outside by Suter. That allows defensive help to arrive for the Wild. Nino Niederreiter after the puck on the far side. Watched by Gagliardi. Back to Spurgeon and across to Suter.
Good puck protection by Niederreiter. He knew he was going to get hit, so he just protected it until he had time to gather it.
Cook fires from long range, and it's held by Berra. Scoreless late in the first at St. Paul.
Score here, Nino Niederreiter has played very well this season. He's played like a guy who needs to prove something. And against the Vancouver Canucks, watch this. Offensive zone in front of the net. This gets blocked. What does he do? He doesn't just float back to the bench or coast back into his own zone. He gets on his horse. He realizes it's an on-man rush. Look at him outleg almost everyone and get back and catch a speedy player in Burrows. We all know he has speed. Well, Niederreiter does as well. He also has some tenacity, and he got back into the play, helped break it up. Back checking. I'll tell you what, head coaches recognize that all the time when you help break a play up.
Weidman back to pick up the puck for Calgary. He's hit by Niederreiter. Still defies logic when you watch Niederreiter and then look at the numbers he posted with the Islander organization prior to arriving here in St. Paul with the Wild. Just 3 points in 64 games, and a season last year spent exclusively in the minor leagues.
Yeah, a young player that, by most people's standards, maybe not given the right look or given the right opportunity at the right time. You get a guy up and he's too young, you can hurt him just as much as getting him in there. So sometimes you got to work these players along, give them the right system, give them the right nurturing, and then they turn out to be players like Niederreiter's becoming right now.
Icing against the Flames in a face-off in the Calgary zone. Menard's game reset. Granlund with 10 points in his last 9, playing against his little brother for the first time. Mikko Koivu back after missing the last 17. And Kemper, 6 for 6 so far tonight, has been on quite a roll for Minnesota. Charlie Coyle to Heatley behind the net. Heatley to Koivu. Koivu back out to the point for Scandella. Dangerous pass across at the blue line. Long shot was blocked. And Brody picks it up for Calgary. Mike Yeo said he liked the size on this line, and Heatley shows a little bit of it there, winning a puck battle in the corner and creating a chance for Charlie Coyle.
Well, even if you don't play physical, I know it's not the case with Charlie Coyle, but even if you're not playing overly physical, you're still a big body, you're tough to manage, and you're tough to skate around. And here Danny Heatley got in there, got his shoulder, and got it out front. Puck missed the net, but You can see the chemistry starting to come together a little bit. Always constant communication on the bench.
He's rarely in a shortage for words on the bench.
He's a character. There's no question about that. He's got a word for everyone.
Spurgeon back to pick it up for Minnesota. Tied up by Backlund. Granlund double teamed by Jones and Camilleri. And now Suter has it for Minnesota. Parisi whips it across for Pominville. Parisi gloves and drops. Tries to jump around a check. To the point, Spurgeon. And now Suter. Suter back to Spurgeon. His shot blocked. Parisi couldn't handle it cleanly. And the bouncing puck lands on the stick of Jones. Jones played it across where it was dumped in by Russell.
Backlund took that shot and is on the bench. Barely made it there as he hobbles off. So many players blocking shots these days. It seems like it has to be part of your repertoire, whether you're a defenseman, forward, or... Backlund, as you mentioned earlier, has had a couple of pretty good games against the Wild so far this season. Put up some goals, and he's not gone to the locker room, so he's just shaking it off. You watch right here as it gets fed back across. There's Backlund, drops down. Looks like he took it from the laces or the shin area.
Prosser holds. His shot got through. Barrow with a pad save. And yet another icing call against the Flames. Will bring a faceoff back in Calgary territory. Backlund's been on a roll. 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points in his last 9. Has scored twice against Minnesota this year in the first 2 meetings between the teams. Bob Hartley's team has won 7 of 10, and that came on the heels of a stretch where they won just 3 of 18. Centering pass was deflected, winds up in the corner. Gagliardi battles with Brodziak at neutral ice. Able to get the puck into the Minnesota zone. That allows the Flames to change and forces the Wild to regroup. Matt Cook back in his own zone. Marco Scandella tried to send it across. The Wild in the midst of a change. Koivu battling with Marcus Granlund, and puck hit a player heading off. So we're going to whistle in a neutral zone faceoff with just under a minute and a half left in a scoreless first period. Mikko Koivu brings so much to the Wild. And faceoffs, no small part of that. Early in the season, Minnesota was one of the best faceoff teams in the league. 5th best. Koivu was in the top 10, and you can see his role. He took more than a third of the Wild faceoffs. His absence certainly made an impact on the Wild. They were 29th in the league in faceoffs while he was out of the lineup.
Yeah, with Konopka gone, you missed 2 guys that could win faceoffs. Of course, having Mikko back, you find him in all the situations, power play, penalty kill.
Heatley wins another battle for a puck for Minnesota. To the point for Suter. His long shot off the end wall. Spurgeon pinches for the Wild. Charlie Coyle knocked down by Monahan. Spurgeon trying to retreat quickly. Stempniak comes back, and Spurgeon catches up with the play on the back check. Mikko Koivu comes to center for the Wild, drives one into the Calgary zone. Minnesota making a change, and this gives Giordano a chance to regroup and start back for the Flames. Butler ahead through neutral ice, icing waved off. Parisi with it. Less than a half a minute to go in the period. Granlund to Pominville. Scandella comes to center. Try to go back to Pominville. It's disrupted by Jones. Jones pokes it around Brodin. Jones in. A shot saved by Kemper.
That was a high shot. Kemper went down, but as we've said before, when he butterflies, he's still up under the crossbar.
And the period comes to a close. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. We'll have our NHL insider, the Star Tribune's Michael Russo. Plenty of trade deadline talk ahead. And Kevin Gorg will be joined by a special guest next. Wild and Flames, scoreless after one. Special night here in St. Paul, Military Appreciation Night. Wild and the Flames are scoreless after one. We're joined by a special guest, the Commissioner of the National Hockey League, Mr. Gary Bettman. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us tonight.
It's great to be here. I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop in.
The neighborhood, because you're on your way across country after being out in Vancouver, in Chicago, this all after the Olympics. But let's start with the Heritage Classic in Vancouver. How was the event?
It was terrific, obviously, because of the precipitation and the fact that there was snow and rain, snow on the roof, and it was raining. They couldn't open the roof, but 53,000 people had a great time. These stadium games are just something that the fans and the players love.
Obviously, you had the Winter Classic and now the Stadium Series. What precipitated that? The fact that you felt you could sell that many games and get that much interest in that many outdoor games?
The demand that we're getting for the games, including from places like Minnesota, has been overwhelming. As I said, the players love it, the fans love it, the teams want it, and the markets want it. I heard from the mayor tonight that Mayor Coleman, he wants us to bring an outdoor game here. It's just a very special event. It's unique. It takes the game back to its roots, and the reaction is nothing short of phenomenal.
That's obviously the question on the minds of so many Wild fans, and I'm sure you've heard it a number of times already today. What's the likelihood that there will be an outdoor game here in the state of hockey this coming season?
Well, if you leave off this coming season, we're going to bring a game here. In fact, when I got into town, Craig Leopold said, "Oh, let's take a ride." And he took me to see TCF at the University of Minnesota. We went to see Target Field. And, you know, I'll have to have my logistics people come out and look at the stadiums and see what might make sense. But obviously, we want to bring one of our stadium games here. This is a very special place for hockey, and certainly the climate cooperates.
Hey, well, speaking of the climate, we've had a pretty cold winter here, Gary. How about we make some outdoor ice in the middle of April, because it'll still be cold, and we'll have our first playoff outdoor game. How about that?
You know, the uncertainty around the weather conditions for the outdoor games are bad enough when we play them in the dead of winter. April, I think you'd be more focused on the playoffs.
That was just a joke, though.
Chance here for Minnesota, and a save made by Berra. The one negative that you'll hear sometimes, or you'll hear people ask, is, are there too many? But when you go to each of these cities and you see the response within those cities, it certainly doesn't appear that there have been too many of these games added.
No, it's really more about how many we can stage the way we want to stage them in terms of all the surrounding events and everything else. If you were in Chicago on Saturday night when it was 8 degrees in the snow, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Soldier Field, they couldn't care, the people who were at that game, how many other games they were. They were focused on the one that they were at, and it was special.
Gary, you know, I know you said when people talk about different changes or proposed changes in the National Hockey League, you say we like the game where it is right now. Is there anything on the horizon or on anybody's radar screen in terms of changes that kind of is pressing?
Nothing pressing. You know, when you can read comments from anybody in the game on any topic, and you'll get a diversity of opinions. Some people like this, they don't like that, they want to see this, they don't want to see that. But the fact of the matter is there's no pressing need for changes, and what we're hearing from our fans overwhelmingly is they love the game the way it is. It's never been more fast, it's never been more skillful, it's never been more entertaining, and our competitive balance has never been better.
The one big change coming into this season was realignment, which has certainly seemed to work well in terms of the schedule and the rivalries, and the Minnesota fans, I know, love the fact that we're playing games at 7 o'clock most times.
You mean you like the Central better than the Northwest?
No question.
Okay. Well, but that's why we did it.
Right. has there been great response in other cities?
Everybody. You know, the one criticism is we're a little unbalanced in the conferences 16 and 14. But if you look at the map, all of the Eastern time zone teams are in the Eastern Conference, and it's a question of geography. But what we did is create an alignment that deals with the geographic realities, that emphasizes rivalries, that puts every team in every building at least once during the season. All of those things were important. And when the Wild are on the road, televising back, most of the games are at times that are more fan-friendly, and that's what the realignment was all about, being fan-friendly.
How serious, then, are the talks of potential expansion to negate the one aspect that you just mentioned there, to get it to where it could be 16 and 16?
Well, that's just, you don't expand just because you have notions of symmetry. We're not really focused on any sort of expansion process right now. Yes, we talk to lots of people because we're getting lots of expressions of interest, and we like to hear what they have to say. But at this point, we're not ready to embark upon a formal expansion process and see if that's something that we're committed to doing.
Penalty coming here against Calgary as Charlie Coyle is taken down by Backlund, and Minnesota will get the game's first power play chance about 4.5 minutes in to a scoreless second period.
Well, the first bit of sustained pressure in this game that we really see.
Number 11, Calgary, 2 minutes holding.
Typically, when that happens, you get penalties. So Backlund goes off, wraps up Charlie Coyle, who's fighting for it. See Mikko Koivu come out for his first power play in quite some time.
You mentioned the competitive balance, Commissioner, and it's a situation where if you look at the Western Conference right now, roughly 20 games left for everybody, and really only 2 teams that don't have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs.
Well, and that's what I mean by how great our competitive balance is. If you look back over the last few seasons, and you're going to see it again, I'm assuming this season, most teams are in it till the very end of the regular season. We have matchups and even qualifying decisions to be made on the very last day of the season, and that, we think, for the fans makes this incredibly exciting. We think we have the best competitive balance we've ever had, and it may be the best that any sport's ever seen.
Koivu with it here for Minnesota. The Wild on the power play, trying to break a scoreless tie. Suter's shot knocked down by Berra, and he covers the rebound with Parisi nearby.
Is there any arguments the opposite way, Commissioner, about, you know, how some areas like to have the strong team? And is there any arguments against having it so much of a parity situation?
Well, actually, if you want your team to be the strong team, but we like the fact that when the season starts and well through the season, no matter who you root for, you feel like your team has a chance to not only make the playoffs and go all the way. I think that's what any sports league owes its fans. I'm not a fan of a system where you have 1 or 2 dominant teams, and you know at the start of the season there are a bunch of teams that don't have a chance to do anything.
I know you're a huge hockey fan, no question about that. Around this time of the year, do you get excited about the trade deadline, even though you have a neutral stance?
It's more of an intellectual focus as to what's going to happen. You know, from our standpoint, we want to make sure that all the rules are complied with and that all the transactions go down smoothly, because frankly, we want all of the concentration, all of the focus to be on what the players do on the ice and our exciting games. Everything else is a distraction.
All right.
Parisi centering pass here, deflected on goal, and again there's pushing and shoving with Charlie Coyle in the middle of it for Minnesota. What are some of the concerns you have at this point? What's the number one priority to make sure that you get it corrected or tweaked to be even better?
We don't have the luxury of focusing ever on one thing. You have to multitask, but everything we do starts with the game on the ice. It's monitored by lots of people every night as the games are going on, and we want to make sure that the game is fun, fast, skillful, entertaining, and that the officials are doing as good a job as possible, and that the game is as safe as possible. And that's an ongoing process that we never stop doing, because you can never take it for granted, because the game's always evolving.
We had a great opportunity to stop into the war room this year and obviously the video monitoring that goes on there is extensive. Is there any talk about expanding video review in the National Hockey League, and what's your thoughts on it?
Well, to the extent that we're going to expand video review, it's got to be in a context of being able to tell the world, our fans, our players, our teams, that what we're looking at, we're getting right. The way we do video replay now, there must be 8,000 reviews in the course of the season, and maybe because they're close calls, 2 or 3 are missed. It's very precise, and it's got great credibility and integrity. Problem is, you can't review too many things in this game because it's moving too fast and it doesn't stop. When something happens, if there's a trip or a call and the arm goes up, and what if it's the wrong call? And then you're going to unwind the clock for 2 minutes. Much more complicated. It's not like football where they run a play and then they stop for 45 seconds and you can review the play. This game isn't like that, and so we want to use technology to be as right as we can, but you got to make sure that you're focused on the right things and that it works the way people expect, because if you're going to say you're doing video replay for something, people expect you, as they should, to get it right.
We had a wonderful time when we were in Toronto there, and they do a heck of a job there. We know that.
Well, and there's another video room for player safety in New York, right. and people are watching every game, charting everything that's taking place. We know when an official makes a good call, a bad call, misses a call, and we track all of that.
A lot of talk right now after the recently completed Olympic trip about whether or not this will happen again. And I know it's a long way away, and the decision's a long way away, but what are your initial thoughts on whether or not you'd like to see NHL players play again?
It's not anything we're even thinking about. The Olympics were fine. What we're focused now on is the conclusion of the regular season and going into the playoffs. The fact of the matter is there's no simple answer on the Olympics. It's a balancing act. It's not all good. It's not all bad, but obviously it has an impact on our season, and that has to be weighed. And where the game is played, has a factor to be weighed very heavily. When it's in Vancouver or Salt Lake City, the impact for us is a whole lot different than when it's halfway around the world. But again, we're not even focused on it. We're glad the players had a good experience. Not so glad that a bunch of them came back banged up. Yeah. But we got plenty of time, as we always have, to focus on that question.
Icing here called against the Flames, and a face-off coming back in the Calgary zone.
Do you like the way the players were represented there, the way they were played off as playing for their country and being a lot of them a product of the best league in the world?
Our players are the best on and off the ice. I put them against athletes in any sport anywhere in the world. They're the greatest, and whether or not it's at the NHL or at the Olympics representing their countries, which they want to do, they love to do, they couldn't be better representatives of our game.
Backlund carries in for Calgary, and a chance for the Flames on a shot by Weidman, kicked out by Kemper. And the Wild come back the other way with Matt Cook. We're joined by the Commissioner of the National Hockey League, Mr. Gary Bettman. You mentioned player safety earlier and that you have a video set up for that. Every year there comes question, are there things you can do to the game to make it safer for the players? Are there things you're considering at this point? And I guess we'll have to look to get that another time, because it's time for us to step aside. Thanks very much for joining us.
Great to be with you guys, and enjoy the stretch run.
Score midway through the second period in St. Paul. Don't miss the Minnesota Wild's Guys Night Out, hosted by the Fox Sports North girls next Sunday against the St. Louis Blues. Tickets are $99, include a lower level game ticket, a pregame chalk talk with Wes Walls and the Fox Sports North girls. With a t-shirt, all you can eat at designated concession stands. Might wear a wig like that if you like. Log on to FoxSportsNorth.com and click on the More tab. That's a different night out.
That's one you don't remember.
I hope nobody would remind me if I look like that. Wild had a couple of good chances on the power play. Now we're 5 aside. Parisi in the corner for the Wild. Tried to whip it all the way across for Suter, but it hit a stick and comes out to neutral ice.
Can't believe Gary didn't bite on my proposal to have a playoff outdoor game.
Well, the way the temperature gauge has been reading here lately, might be safe having playoff hockey all the way through the finals. Pominville brings it in just onside. Spurgeon tried to center. That was deflected. Wild have controlled play here in the second period after the first period for long stretches favored the Flames. Minnesota with a 9-1 edge in shots on goal here in the first 8.5 minutes of the second period.
That includes a power play. Zach Parise getting more involved now. Wild have the depth, and we talk a lot about what they did when they didn't have certain players. Spurgeon was out, Koivu was out, Parise was out, Scandella out for a portion of time, although he didn't miss a ton of games. And the Wild not only survived it, they seemed to thrive through some tough times, and that's not something that you would have seen happen in the past few years.
Centering pass, Kemper with a pad save. Rebound punched wide. Backlund after it for the Flames. Cook had a chance to clear. Could not get it across the stripe. Niederreiter dumps it back in his own zone, then takes a return pass from Brodin across to Scandella, and Scandella dumps it in. Barra to play it behind his net. It's loose. Brodziak scores!
A fortuitous bounce off of a good forecheck. And Kyle Brodziak gets the Wild up 1-0. Look at this one. Comes off the stick of the goaltender defender after a very good forecheck. Just bad communication there. And who else but Matt Cook would do the crashing? But from a goaltender's perspective, you gotta defer to your defenseman. He's equipped to play the puck. Goaltenders, as good as you can be, you gotta be in the net. And that was just a bad miscommunication by the Calgary goaltender, not giving the puck to his defenseman, and he feels the wrath of, of Matt Cook on the forecheck.
Wild rewarded for a dominant start to this middle period on home ice. Heatley along the wall for Minnesota. Colborne takes it away, dropped it back, and the shot is punched wide by Granlund. Coyle tried to clear, but could not get it past Schmid at the point. Colborne spins, floats a backhander on goal. Kemper on his knees knocks it down. Schmid holds his own for the Flames. Prosser around behind the net for Ballard, and back to Prosser. Halfway through the second period. Brodziak's goal assisted by Cook, and Minnesota has a 1-0 lead. Justin Fontaine ahead to Haula, kicks it into the zone. Mitchell rides his man hard into the boards. Haula then gets it to Mitchell, out to the point. Scandella back to Mitchell. Scandella winds and fires. That's blocked. Brodin whiffed on it. Another good forecheck by Minnesota's fourth line. Fontaine and Mitchell collide behind the net, and that gives Schmid a chance to get it to the line. Haula holds his own, but only for a moment. Now Scandella settles a bouncing puck. Tried to get it to Granlund, intercepted by Gagliardi, and Scandella has to retreat. Plays it across to Brodin. Brodin banks it ahead for Pominville. Pominville waits for Parise. Back to Pominville. Centered for Granlund. He had it caught in his skates. Could not handle it cleanly. Or Granlund had a golden opportunity. Then Pominville slammed into the wall after the whistle. Kyle Brodziak takes advantage of hard work by Matt Cook. A lucky bounce. Brodziak has the Wild on top. On top of the Flames 1-0 after a goal by Kyle Brodziak here in the second period. Military Appreciation Night here at the XL Energy Center tonight. The captain's back for Minnesota. Koivu's made his presence felt already in this game. Couple of good chances. And we're back to action as the crowd roars in approval of some of the military members in attendance here tonight.
They just played a montage on the big screen of the players talking about it.
Backlund tried to center. Kemper steers that to the near side boards. Camilleri holds. Backlund's redirect goes off the end glass. Backlund scoops it up, tried to center. Giordano backpedals to the middle, fires. That's off the end wall. This line has been good for Calgary tonight. Camilleri, Backlund, and Jones. Camilleri battling. Spurgeon comes away with it for Minnesota. Camilleri, one of the many veteran forwards who's had his name thrown around in trade rumors over the last week or so.
Not a whole lot of players on the Calgary roster that wouldn't be considered, but certainly he's one of the more marquee names that we've heard.
Parise hustles into the corner. He's ridden out by Weidman. Pominville to Granlund. Granlund feeds Brodin. Back to Granlund. Granlund tried to feather one in for Parise, but that was intercepted, and Giordano comes back to center. Offside at the Minnesota line after he made an extra move just before crossing the stripe. Central Compass due north Thursday nights on Fox Sports North. Hosts Bill Shirk and Laura Schara as they take a look at the stories and adventures of outdoor enthusiasts in the upper Midwest. Due North Outdoors Thursday at 6:30 only on Fox Sports North. Draw controlled by Calgary. Schmid plays it in. Granlund battling in the corner. He's knocked down. One of the rare shifts where we've seen Marcus and Mikhail go nose to nose. Mikhail said he could never remember a time, even going all the way back to 7- or 8-year-old hockey, where these two were not, where they played against each other. So they played several times together, including an entire season in the Finnish Elite League where they played on the same line. And boy, they posted huge numbers that year. Mikhail 51 points. Marcus 34 in 45 games each. Icing here against the Flames. And a face-off all the way back in the Calgary zone.
Well, Hartley talked about Marcus Granlund. And he said as soon as he gets the puck, he seems to put his chin up and he's looking for wingers. He's a centerman by nature, although he's played other positions. Pretty much the same size as his older brother, but as I mentioned, only 14 months apart, so the sibling rivalry must be pretty good.
Scandella back to play it for Minnesota. Got it to the line, but McGrattan holds. Jonas Brodin walks out of traffic with the puck and pushes one out to neutral ice. Butler right back the other way. Gagliardi got a piece of it, so icing's waved off. Stempniak across to Butler, watched by Heatley. Gagliardi ridden out by Scandella in the corner. Mikko Koivu lugs it ahead for the Wild. Banks one off the glass for Charlie Coyle. Coyle trying to escape Russell, and Butler has it to Stempniak at the Minnesota line. Been a very careful last 7 or 8 minutes here.
The game began like that. Wild took over for the good portion of the second period. But it's kind of settled back into a bit of a chess match here.
Fontaine plays across to Haula. Knocked back into the zone by Weidman. Suter a bit slow to his feet after he collided with Hoodler along the wall. Camilleri with a drive that's off target. Schmid holds. Watched by Fontaine as he plays it back in. Haula rings it around. It caroms off of Mitchell and out to center ice. Schmid back to pick it up for the Flames. Watched by Fontaine. TJ Brody Ahead for Backlund, who races into the Minnesota zone. Camilleri puts on the brakes. Got it to Backlund in the corner. Russell has it knocked away by Matt Cook, but Russell will get to the loose puck first back in the Calgary zone. Jones plays it ahead. Byron's onside. Threw it back out front. Jones was taken out by Niederreiter, and he's down along the end wall. We get a whistle.
He went down by the goal line and slid head first into the boards. And he looks like he jammed himself up there.
Niederreiter checking on Jones. They were tangled up a bit. No penalty was signaled on the play.
More of incidental contact there as he lost his footing and slid in shoulder first.
And Jones looks like he'll climb back to his feet. Wild on top of the Flames, 1-0. Military Appreciation Night in St. Paul. Our Chase playoff update shows you where Minnesota stands right now. They would be the #1 wild card, meaning they would face the #2 division champion in the first round. That would be St. Louis. But you can see how tight the race is behind the Wild. Dallas, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Phoenix, and Nashville all separated by only 4 points in the race for the 8th and final Western Conference spot.
Yeah, and to Gary Bettman's point, you get that kind of parity in the league. You have a lot more people interested in their teams down the race and right down to sometimes the final game. The Wild go to Dallas at the end of this week, and you recall a few years ago the Wild helped the Dallas Stars exit the playoff picture in the final game of the season. The Wild were already out, and they put a big hex on the Dallas Stars that year. And that's the kind of competitive nature that we face in the National Hockey League.
Stars have been playing better hockey lately. So have the Winnipeg Jets. And suddenly that race tightening. Vancouver has slipped a bit after a good start. Minnesota keeping one eye on Colorado, the team ahead of them in the standings. And the Avalanche have crept within 3 points of Chicago and St. Louis at the top of the division. Pominville carries in for Minnesota to Parise. His shot was blocked. Pominville tried to center. So does Parise. Granlund's tied up out front. And Brody had the puck for a moment. He's ridden out by Parise. Granlund drops a blast by Spurgeon. And Berra comes out aggressively.
What a terrific save there by Berra, and he pays for it because Spurgeon, even though he's not a big guy, he has a heavy shot. And he took a stinger right in the midsection. Parise does a lot of great work, though, before that. Look at this, shoulder-on-shoulder hit, and loosen the puck up. Granlund with great vision and just tees one up. And you can see Berra took that one in the ribs. Parise took one shot, a sharp angle shot, attempted another, broke up a play in the corner, and helped Granlund feed one out to Spurgeon. You talk about a guy who creates plays. Jack Parise's one of the best.
Offensive zone faceoff for Minnesota. Koivu on the draw against Backlund. Charlie Coyle, physical battle to win and create a faceoff victory for Minnesota. Then Coyle's tied up as he tried to get a shot away. Backlund to the Minnesota line. Forced to the outside by Suter. Koivu intercepts a pass and flips it along the wall. Russell able to hold, loose puck, and Camilleri scores.
Well, you talk about a gift. My goodness, that went right. I don't think Camilleri had to move his feet. It went right to him. He was just standing there stationary, and the puck came right to the stick, and he just redirects it into the cage. They say good players are in the right place at the right time, and so they don't have to move as much. Maybe that's the truth here. Look at this. This one deflects off a skate, and look at his feet didn't even move. Kemper did everything he could to get across, but this is tough to read. I mean, Kemper's trying to make what is a save on one side of the net. A carom off his own player's skate goes right to Camilleri, who ties his hockey game late in the second.
And suddenly all of Minnesota's domination early in the period erased. That line has been a handful for the Flames all night. Backlund, Camilleri, and Jones.
Scoring for Calgary,
14th goal of the season for Camilleri. Weidman, the only assist. Nate Prosser for Minnesota. To Koivu. Koivu was able to force it down into the Calgary zone. It'll be icing against the Wild.
You almost expect the type of goals we've seen in this hockey game. Goaltender gives one up behind the net to a player who sweeps around in front for an open netter, and this one off a skate right to an open guy on the side of the net. Not what you'd call pretty goals, just a kind of bad bounces, ugly goals in this game. It's been a kind of that kind of hockey game right from the start. And there was a little time at the beginning of the second where the Wild started to get some good offensive zone pressure, but for the most part, it's been a little bit slow in many areas of the ice.
Window Concepts game reset. Kyle Brodziak scored for Minnesota. Camilleri has tied it. Granlund v. Granlund here tonight at XL. Loose puck knocked down by Haula. Haula's tied up, and they're going to whistle, as they'll rule this a hand pass and bring a face-off outside the Calgary zone.
Now, I'd mentioned earlier there was 6 pairs of brothers that would have played at some point in the National Hockey League. Granlund's playing here tonight against each other. Mikko Koivu back after a long hiatus. Obviously, we know about Saku Koivu. There's been Mika Kiprusoff, who used to be a goaltender for Calgary, and Marco, his brother, who played for the Canadiens and the Islanders. Jarkko and Tuomo Ruutu, Kimmo and Jussi Timonen, and Tuukka and Jonas Rask, the other brothers that have played in the National Hockey League from Finland.
Pressure again from Minnesota's fourth line. Now Marcus Granlund's back the other way. Byron tied up by Brodin. Colburn in the corner, watched by Scandella. Puck comes around to the near side. Schmid bobbles but manages to hold. And Colburn walks off the end wall with it. Haula pestering him from behind. Fontaine starts it back the other way. Haula dumps it in, and the Wild will get a change. Niederreiter forces a turnover, but could not hold the zone, and Granlund sends it across for Camilleri. Camilleri's shot right on, knocked down by Kemper. Niederreiter races to the Calgary line. Works his way around Giordano, then is tied up by Gagliardi, and Giordano comes away with the puck for Calgary. Too far for Backlund, and Ryan Suter has it. Giordano able to sneak one by Brodziak. Gagliardi deflects it off the skate through neutral ice. Suter back to pick it up for Minnesota. To Brodziak, who tips it in. Brody watched by Cook as he goes back after it. Jared Spurgeon starts out for Minnesota. Parisi avoids a check. But not much flow here to the last 4 or 5 minutes of this second period.
Mike Yeo talked about that this morning after morning skate with the message of essentially, let's not take our foot off the gas here. We can't have a letdown. Not against a team that is really not into the playoff picture. and not after what we just did for 2 games on the road coming out of a 2.5-week break. Not want to have any letdowns, especially not having played at home here for a while.
Ryan Suter with it for Minnesota, ahead to Koivu, pushes it to the Calgary line. Brody backpedals, and you get the feel that the Flames are happy to be sitting where they are in this game at 1-1.
Hey, you know, most teams do. When you're after 2 periods of play, you're tied. That's a good place to be when you're on the road.
Brody holds his own. The horn sounds, and a fast start finishes at a much slower pace for Minnesota, and it's 1-1 after 2. Coming up in our second intermission, we'll preview the upcoming Boys State High School hockey tournament. And first, Kevin Gorg will chat with Kyle Brodziak.
Welcome back. We get ready to drop the puck in the third period with Wild assistant coach Daryl Sador. This very physical game, a lot of physical plays after the whistle. What do you have to do to win this game in the third?
Well, we just got to play our game. We need to get puck north. We need to work them down low. And, you know, I think start of that second period we did that. We got opportunities. You drew a penalty, and then we got away from it. So we just need to get consistent with it.
Good luck in the third.
Thanks.
Guys, up to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks to Daryl Sador for joining us.
Yeah, I agree. There was not a lot of sustained pressure after the Wild were able to draw that penalty. And they drew that penalty because they were in the offensive zone for a good period of time.
Third period underway here at the Xcel Energy Center. Third and final meeting between these teams. Wild took the first game here in St. Paul 5-1. Calgary won in overtime at the Saddle Dome 4-3. Charlie Coyle plays it around behind for Brodin. Dennis Wideman starts out for the Flames. Plays it ahead for Gagliardi. A long shot knocked aside by Kemper. Long blast from the point was deflected, got through, and Kemper had to make the save. After Minnesota had controlled the flow at even strength, earned a power play, at one point they owned an edge in shots on goal of 19-8. The Flames now have 10 of the last 12 shots on goal. Kemper pushes it into the corner. It bounces behind Spurgeon, but he recovers and got it to Parise. Parise races through neutral ice to Pominville, who fires. Save made by Berra. Puck was loose. Granlund got a piece of it. So did Parise. It was in between the skates of Colborne, and now the puck deflects out of play. So we're going to face off. It was in the Calgary zone.
It was such a well-placed shot. I mean, this is the kind that gives you the rebound that you can score on. Watch off the right side here, and Granlund comes fly. Is that Granlund or was that Spurgeon that came sailing through there? It looked like Granlund, actually no, it was Spurgeon that broke down towards the net. Granlund was back at the front of the net after, but Spurgeon was driving the middle of the lane, and he just kept going. He kept flying right by the net. That's where coaches tell you to put the brakes on because pucks will be there. So it was almost a perfect play there as Pominville took a great shot to create a rebound.
Niederreiter trying to get it to Brodziak. Seemed to handcuff him. Suter plays it off the glass, and the Flames come to center. Stempniak into the Minnesota zone, has his shot deflect out of play.
Well, the Wild obviously getting a couple of guys back on the lineup. You're getting a top 4D, you know, top 6 forward, and sometimes you step and take your foot off the gas a little bit because you feel pretty secure. Against a team that's a little bit desperate like Calgary, sometimes that doesn't work.
Wild are still without Josh Harding, but their skating crew is at full strength, and it's only the 5th game all season where they've had what you would call their first choice of 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. The last time was when they played Calgary here back on November 5th. Camilleri tried to center, and it deflects out to neutral ice. First 2 games of the year, they then lost Charlie Coyle. Before he was back, Jonas Brodin was out. Had everybody back against Montreal in early November, and then Calgary a couple of nights later. And since that time, they've had Ballard, Granlund, Parise, Spurgeon, Koivu, Scandella all missed time with injury. The Wild finally have their lineup at full strength here tonight. Nate Prosser's been in the middle of a couple shoving matches tonight.
Well, that's the style of game he's going to bring. Everyone has to bring a little bit of edge one way or the other. And Prosser feels that that'll keep him in the lineup, and so far he's right.
Nightly on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole bring you all the scores, news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, check out foxsports1.com. On the draw for Minnesota against Marcus Granlund. Mitchell forces the puck to the Calgary blue line, but the Flames quickly turn it back the other way. Byron brings it in. They're onside at the Minnesota line.
Oh, Mitchell took a skate up in the face. I don't think it cut him, but it was a follow-through of a hit, and the skate came up and caught him in the chin.
Mitchell dumped again as he tried to race through the neutral zone. Scandella sidesteps a heavy hit. Lance Boma was bearing down on him. Here comes Fontaine into the Calgary zone. Drops to Granlund. Granlund centered. And we're going to get a penalty. We'll have to see which way they call this, because Giordano seemed to upend Ballard and send him into the goal. It looks like Ballard might be the guilty party.
And I think part of the elevation of Ballard was his own. I mean, he tried to jump up and out of the way of the goaltender, but his momentum and maybe a push kept him going towards the net. And that's why he did everything he could to get off of the goaltender. But watch him drive to the net here. This is what the Wild want to see from their D-men. And he actually, under his own power, went towards the net. And he jumped up in the air, but his momentum just carried him. Earlier, Torrey Mitchell, very close here. Watch the skate come up. Well, you can't actually see it. It's on the other side of him, but you see him grab his face as the skate came up and kicked him. But the blade apparently didn't catch him. So thank goodness for that. Ballard's in the box.
So the Wild are shorthanded for the first time tonight. Flames win the draw. Giordano plays it across to Russell. Crowd doesn't like the call, but it clearly was a penalty against Keith Ballard.
Even if it was unintentional, his momentum and his power was not aided by a Calgary player. And he basically gave the goaltender a 2-point takedown.
Flames haven't had much luck on the power play lately. Just 1 for 21 over their last 8 games. Minnesota hoping to continue their much improved penalty kill. They've been one of the better penalty killing teams in the league over the last couple weeks. Killed 26 out of their last 27 shorthanded situations. Flames on the power play. Centering pass. Camilleri was tied up. Russell has it. Halfway through the power play. Camilleri sent it down low. Now Russell at the point. Russell's long shot deflected in on goal. Kemper flippers that one aside.
Very alert. That one changed direction about the hash marks.
Wild could not get a clear. Russell holds his own. Cross ice pass tipped by Parise, and Parise's hooked. It'll be a penalty against the Flames. Parise and Koivu were about to go 2-on-1 shorthanded for Minnesota. The hooking call will negate the last 34 seconds of the Calgary power play.
Number 5, 2 minutes for hooking.
And if you want to know where Mikko Koivu is in getting back, I mean, obviously he's close to, if not 100%, but the fact that he's on the penalty kill where you have to make a lot of adjustments forward to backward, side to side, you have to be pretty quick in your jump. Mikko Koivu spent a lot of time on that penalty kill, so that gives you an idea of where he is at physically, which is a good thing. And then, of course, well, Zach Parise, he's always pressing. And when you do that, you draw penalties like he did right there.
4-on-4 for a half minute. Then the Wild will go on a power play. Stepniak to the Minnesota line. Kemper to play the puck. Brody pinching to hold. Drops to the middle. Schmid shot blocked by Coyle. Coyle taps it back to Brodin. 10 seconds left in the Ballard penalty. Jonas Brodin wants to maintain possession until the power play starts for Minnesota, but they lose the puck at center, and Backlund brings it in. Ballard is back. The Wild on the power play, and here comes Granlund. Granlund flips it ahead for Spurgeon. Spurgeon in behind for Granlund. Granlund back to Spurgeon. Wild trying to get their power play personnel on the ice. Suter to Spurgeon. Spurgeon fires, scores!
Well, you talked about sizable players. Danny Heatley is one of them. And he was in front of the net. And Spurgeon found a hole. Watch the front of the net. Charlie Coyle's a big body. Here comes Danny Heatley. He's a big body. It looks like the red wall right there. And there's nothing the goaltender can do. He's guessing at that point. Everyone kind of parts the Red Seas in front of the net. And the puck finds its way under the crossbar. And Berra really had no inkling of where that puck was or where it was going until he heard the roar of the crowd.
And for the second time tonight, Minnesota has a 1-goal lead. Spurgeon with his second goal of the season. Spurgeon has made such a big difference for the Wild on the back end since he returned.
Watch how this shot, he just, look at the stick. Ben's already getting a good snap on it, and it finds its way right under the bar. I don't even know if Berra would have stood his ground whether that had hit him. I mean, that was such a well-placed shot. And when we showed you the angle from him behind Spurgeon, he really didn't have much to go for, but he put it up underneath the bar, and everyone else was providing a great screen in front. They cleared out of the way just in time for the puck to find its way in.
Suter and Granlund credited with assists on the power play goal. Minnesota now with power play goals in 7 of their last 8 games, and most importantly, a 1-goal lead at home. 2-1 Minnesota. Our Toyota get caught up. Kyle Brodziak took advantage of a fortunate bounce after some hard work by Matt Cook. Wild were on top 1-0. Talk about fortunate bounces. This one lands right in the stick of Camilleri to tie the game, and then Jared Spurgeon on the power play puts the Wild back on top. And that's where we stand. Minnesota 2, Calgary 1. Just under 14 minutes left. Wild trying to stretch a win streak to 5 games. Trying to stretch a home win streak to 6. Koivu, Pominville, and Parise up front for Minnesota with this offensive zone faceoff. Puck comes all the way back into the Minnesota zone. Suter back to play it for the Wild. Spurgeon sends it ahead. Pominville to Koivu into the Calgary zone. Koivu shoves it along the end boards for Parise. Parise to Pominville. In behind, looking for Koivu. Spurgeon pinches to hold for Minnesota. Pominville out front, but the one-timer goes wide. Pominville centers. Koivu's there. Good pressure from this new line combination up front for Minnesota. Brody plays it across for Gagliardi. Lost it to Koivu. And a long pass tipped in by Parisi, but he couldn't handle it cleanly. And the Flames have time to regroup. Clearing attempt, knocked down by Brodziak. Then knocked out of the air by Parisi. To Brodziak. Saved by Berra.
Great pressure here. As the next line came out, you got to love it when a line creates pressure, creates offense, creates zone time. The following line comes out and does the same thing. They pick off of the same momentum, and this one catches Berra up high in the neck area, and he's able to lock it down. Got his entire body across on that one. Again, though, going high.
Nino Niederreiter in behind for Minnesota. Cook tried to center. Monahan has him tied up. And Brodin is there for Minnesota. Niederreiter lets it go by to Cook. Tied up by Monahan behind the Calgary goal. Whistles one out to the point. Now across for Scandella. Long shot was tipped. Niederreiter battling along the boards, trying to hold the zone for the Wild. Matt Cook joins the fight. Butler races over to pick it up for Calgary. He's hit hard by Cook along the wall.
The Flames will be, from a personnel standpoint, shorthanded one player this period. Jones did not come back out. He's out with an upper body injury.
Howla turns it over. A centering pass by Granlund. And the loose puck covered by Suter. Suter has Byron pinned to the wall.
Great play in front by Mitchell, too.
Schmid hit by Howla. Fontaine goes down. Suter scoops it up for Minnesota behind the goal. Banks it off the glass and out to neutral ice. Mitchell then fires one across behind Spurgeon. Plays it safely to Suter. Suter's pass intended for Howla was deflected. Howla manages to flip it down into the Calgary zone, but he had not yet reached center ice. And it's icing against the Wild. A face-off back in the Minnesota zone. Our Toyota key stat, somewhat interesting to look at this. The Wild leading the National Hockey League in most assists per goal coming into tonight's game.
That's also the highest number in the Wild's history. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the Wild, the Wild are a team that's trying to push towards being more of a puck possession team. And if you own the puck more, if you're in the offensive zone more, that means more of your players are going to get touches on the puck, which means more assists, more points.
Draw controlled by the Flames. It's been a long shift for Howla, Mitchell, and Fontaine. The Wild able to get it clear. Fontaine to the bench, and now the rest will follow. Colburn at center. Into the Minnesota zone. Brodin there to play it for the Wild. Lost it to Backlund along the boards. Brody fires wide. Pominville trying to chip it out of the zone. He could not. Brodin is there. And Pominville has another chance. This time, Parisi knocks it back to Granlund. And the Wild gain control. Granlund into the Calgary zone. To Parisi. Parisi trying to avoid a check. Played the puck along the boards. And it's tipped out by Camilleri. Ryan Suter's there to pick it up for Minnesota. Granlund brings it back in for the Wild. His assist on the go-ahead goal gives him 11 points in his last 10 games. Pominville to Parisi. Parisi centered. Granlund had his stick tied up before he could get a shot off. Hoodler into the Minnesota zone. Russell on the backhand. Flips it toward the goal. Granlund plays it up along the boards. The Wild not able to clear. Stempniak takes a shove from behind, still with the puck. Monahan has his shot blocked by Granlund, and it comes back out to center. Past the halfway point of the third period. Wild with goals by Brodziak and Spurgeon to lead 2-1. Marcus Granlund brings it in, drops to Hoodler. Across to Weidman for a shot. That was blocked. Koivu gains control of the puck and bounces it out to neutral ice. Charlie Coyle pressuring Schmid. And now Weidman with it. All the way across. Prosser got it to the line, but Weidman holds. Centering pass broken up by Prosser. Granlund has it back. Gives it to Gagliardi along the boards. Centering pass. Gagliardi was looking for Schmid on the weak side. Schmid couldn't get a shot off. And Charlie Coyle now has it. Flips it ahead to Matt Cook. Cook on his knees, able to force the puck deep into the Calgary zone. Minnesota completes their change. Backlund knocks it down at center. Camilleri plays it into the Minnesota zone. Kemper got it to Niederreiter, who deflects it back into Calgary's territory. Butler stops behind his goal. Watched there by Mitchell. Niederreiter recovers a loose puck, then lost it. Camilleri centers. Comes to the point for Butler. Butler tried to go to the weak side for Camilleri. It was deflected. Camilleri battling along the boards. Brodziak whacks at it. Backlund emerges with the puck. Suter calmly knocks it away with the stick.
He's always so good with that stick. Doesn't panic. Breaks up so many plays and makes it look so easy.
Niederreiter dumps it in. Allows the Wild to change. Icing waved off. TJ Brody has to play it.
Well, the defenseman who could have played it jumped over the boards on a line change.
Hoodler with it for Calgary at center. To Stempniak into the Minnesota zone. He fires right on. A save by Kemper. Granlund played it in behind. Scandella able to poke it away from Stempniak. Pominville at center ice. Gains the Calgary zone. Minnesota in the midst of a change again. Brody carries into the Minnesota zone. Works to the outside. His backhander hit the side of the goal. He got it back. Feeds the point. Giordano across to Granlund for a shot. A save by Kemper.
Granlund unleashing one there on a nice one-timer. Marcus, that is, not Mikhail.
Jared Spurgeon back in his own zone. Got it to Mikko Koivu at center. And the captain deflects it in with 6.5 to go. Heatley plays it back for Scandella. Scandella turned it over, put it right on the stick of Colborne into the Minnesota zone. His centering pass just hopped by Granlund. And the puck comes out to neutral ice. Niederreiter intercepts a pass. Niederreiter has Brodziak breaking for the net. Weidman able to disrupt and play the puck out to center ice. Brodziak onside at the Calgary line. Lost the puck to Camilleri. And Camilleri circles back in his own zone. Camilleri hits the red line. Works around Granlund. Tried to center. It was deflected. And Parise comes up with the puck for the Wild. Granlund to the Calgary line. Got it across to Parise. Now to Ballard at the point. Ballard plays it safely along the boards for Granlund to Parise. Parise crisscrossing with Pominville. Back to Granlund. Pominville swoops in, grabs the puck. Wild hold the zone. Pominville along the board. Centers. Parise scores!
Well, if you want to know why there's so high a rate of return on the assist meter, this is why right here. This play, there were plenty of touches by the Minnesota Wild on that puck without Calgary getting it. Good little give and go right here, and then a shot towards the net with Parise driving off his skate and stick. And the Wild extend their lead by one Or 2, excuse me. On beautiful passing play.
Granlund, Pominville, Parisi with a forecheck based on speed and skill rather than brute strength. And it results in Parisi's goal, 21st of the season. And the Wild now have a 2-goal lead with less than 5 minutes remaining. Charlie Coyle lugs it back through neutral ice for Minnesota. Coyle to the middle, a backhander. Barra might have got a piece of it. Heatley whacked one on goal. Flames clear, and Ryan Suter goes back to pick it up for Minnesota. Great chance for Charlie Coyle. Well, there's some barking in front of the Calgary bench. Danny Heatley threw a pretty healthy cross-check before he went off on a change. Suter for Minnesota. Out of the head to Cook, and now Brodin with it for the Wild. Matt Cook at center ice. Plays it into the Calgary zone. Granlund hits the Minnesota line. Colborne plays down low. Granlund has it behind the goal. Centers, they score. Giordano beats Kemper off a nice feed from Marcus Granlund. And the Flames are right back within 1.
Granlund's figuring in this game. Mikhail, then Marcus as Giordano unleashes a one-timer. Bringing it to within 1 again. Wild in their own zone, just get a little tied up. Good forecheck. Granlund spots Giordano coming down from the point. And he hits him with a nice feed. And Kemper still caught back on his goal line because the puck had just been shuttled from behind the net.
Scoring for Calgary, 10th of the season.
So the Flames quickly answer the Parisi goal, and Minnesota's lead is back to a precarious 1 goal.
Time of the goal, 16:01.
10th of the year for Giordano. Mikhail Granlund to Pominville. His shot got through, and Barra got a pad on it. Flames come back quickly. Kudler centers. And Parisi just did catch up with Camilleri, who was uncovered high in the slot. Pominville to Parisi at center, who dumps it in, and the Wild get a change. Centering pass, knocked aside by Prosser. Marcus Granlund assists on this goal for Calgary. Mikhail Granlund with a pair of helpers tonight for Minnesota. Heatley pokes it back to Brodin. Brodin battling there with Monahan, the talented rookie for the Flames. Only Nathan MacKinnon has scored more goals out of this June's draft. Koivu carries to center and dumps it in. Minnesota changes. 2:35 left. Granlund tips it in for the Flames. Kemper lets it go by for Suter. Colborne trying to hold, but Niederreiter able to fight his way out to neutral ice. Byron took the worst of a hit attempt on Niederreiter. Granlund drops to Colborne. His pass off the mark, and Niederreiter starts back for Minnesota. Niederreiter finds Matt Cook, but they're offside at the Calgary blue line. We'll have a preview of what's coming up on Wild Live when we return. The Wild leading the Flames 3-2.
Welcome back. I'm Jamie Hirsch. Hoping you'll stay with us after the game for Wild Live, presented by CenturyLink. One of the things we'll be talking about is Jared Spurgeon and his big power play goal. We'll also talk about Darcy Kemper continuing to be aggressive in the net, making his 15th straight start for Minnesota. We'll hear from the head coach and get some player reaction. And then we'll have an on-ice instructional presented by Dairy Queen. Kevin Gorg will join some players from the Princeton sports team to talk the flag drill, which works on your agility and changing directions. So you want to be sure to stick around for that after the game, guys.
Thanks, Jamie. Wild hoping to hang on here, leading the Flames by 1. Brodziak fires, and it's over the top of the goal. Spurgeon holds for Minnesota. Niederreiter escapes Backlund. Tried to leave it behind for Brodziak. To the line. Camilleri trying to tip it by Brodziak. Weidman now carries ahead, and the Flames will go with the extra skater. Berra to the bench. Empty net for Calgary. 94 seconds left. Spurgeon to Niederreiter, who tips it ahead. Matt Cook at center ice, able to force it into the Calgary zone. Minnesota gets a change.
It's a pretty early pull there by Hartley. Wants to get something going here in a hurry.
Stempniak brings it in. Centering pass by Hudler. Kemper had to slide to his right to make a stop. Here's a chance for Minnesota, but Pominville's pass gets by Parise. Parise hustling after it. Empty net for Calgary. Flames start back. Brody tips it into the Minnesota zone. Kemper sweeps it to the far side for Brodin. Brodin got it out of the zone. It caroms out to the Calgary blue line. Stempniak brings it right back in. Kemper this time will go with the forehand. Got it to the half board, but Stempniak intercepts. 40 seconds left. Russell along the wall. Plays across. Weidman's shot goes wide.
That caught a skate. Almost found the inside of the post.
Suter slammed up against the boards by Byron. Hudler beaten to the puck by Pominville, who plays it across. Parise from center. Back to Pominville. Instead of firing at the empty net, he tried to make a pass. Flames bring it back one more time with Weidman. Into the Minnesota zone. Dropped it back. It comes out to center. 5 seconds left. Russell backpedals. And the Minnesota Wild return home in victorious fashion. 3-2 the final.
Well, it wasn't a piece of artwork, but it got it done. On the Wild to get the 2 points in this one, 6 straight. At home, 5 straight overall. And Darcy Kuemper continues to throw W's up on the board.
Kyle Granlund's our Tempstar star of the game. He nudged his brother by 1 helper tonight, and his team came out on top.
Well, he's the older brother. Maybe that's fitting.
And Jamie, the Wild extend their winning streak with a 3-2 victory over a pesky Flames team here tonight.
A new season high for the Minnesota Wild. Thank you, Anthony and Mike. We'll break it down next as the Wild get their 5th straight game. Talk about Jared Spurgeon's power play goal and Darcy Kuemper's great play. We'll hear from the head coach and some players next.